Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. Thank you all so much for being here, for your continued love and support here on the channel. So today's pick a card reading, we are doing what you need to know right now. So for group number 1, we have a lemon yellow obsidian. For group number 2, we do have this cream crystal. I'm not sure what the name of it is. And then for group number 3, we do have Opalite. If you already feel drawn to one of the crystals, you're more than welcome to skip ahead to the timestamp. That'll take you directly to your reading. But once again, what you need to know right now. So we're going to add in one of these cards to help you with choosing if you do need the extra bit of help. If you do feel drawn to more than one of the groups for today's reading, that is perfectly okay. Just go with whatever your own intuition is guiding you towards, and do keep in mind that this is a general reading, not a private reading that is just focused on your energy alone. If you want something like that, I am more than happy to do a private reading for you. You can find my email in the description box. Just send me an email and I will provide you with more information on booking readings as well as other services with me. So group 1 with the lemon yellow obsidian, what do you need to know right now? That will be for group 1. Group 2 with the cream crystal, what do you need to know right now? That is for group 2. And group 3 with the opalite, what do you need to know right now? Group number 3. All right, so those are the choices, and let's take a look. Group 1, we have disguise, and that is with this lemon yellow obsidian. Group number 2, we have source, and that is with this cream crystal. Group number 3, we have fire, and that is with the opalite. All right, so those are the options for today. Once again, group number 1, you are disguise with the lemon yellow obsidian. Group number 2, you are source, and that is with the cream crystal. Group number 3, you are fire with the opalite. Timestamps will be down below, and I will see you all at your reading. Hi group 1, so those of you that resonate with the disguise card and the lemon yellow obsidian, this is going to be your reading today. So we're finding out what you need to know right now, and we have disguise. So let's get a little bit more information. We're going to pull a couple more oracle cards, and then we will pull your tarot. So let's see what you need to know right now. Group number 1, tell us more, Spirit. What does group 1 need to know right now? We have Brown Bear Spirit with Take Time Out, which is card number 9. What does group 1 need to know right now? We have Shaman, and it says trust in higher forces. Okay, so let's pull the tarot. We have the 10 of Wands. Okay. What does group 1 need to know right now? We have the Knight of Swords. The Six of Wands. We have the World. The Eight of Cups, the Hierophant. What does group 1 need to know right now? We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Oops. Knight of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands. We're going to pull one more. Oops. We do also have the Four of Swords. Okay. As I was just kind of pulling these cards out right now, the message that was more or less kind of coming through here was about laying low. Okay, laying low. And it feels that, you know, of course, all of you are going to be experiencing many different circumstances within your life, but it feels like there's something here that maybe some of you have gone through recently or are currently going through right now. And it looks like this has been something that has been perhaps weighing on you energetically, that might make you feel very tired, drained, fatigued, burnt out. Some of you might feel like you're at your limit, feeling maybe overwhelmed, stressed out, or even that you've been working and putting and expending a lot of your energy, okay, with something. And this might even be something that has caused you to feel a little ungrounded, where you might even be kind of questioning what your future is going to look like in terms of plans, goals, direction, anything that you might be thinking about. And especially if you've been feeling, I want to say, even a little stuck, okay, stagnant, or things not kind of progressing or moving forward right now, okay? And I feel like, almost kind of feel like Spirit's saying there's a reason for that, okay? Some of you may have made some kind of a decision here to let go away. I'm sorry, let go of something or someone, walking away, choosing to close out perhaps a very challenging, difficult, stressful part of your life. It could be like a cycle you've gone through, or a chapter of your life, however you wish to look at that. And I feel like Spirit is wanting you to take some time to rest, to even take some time to think about what types of things can you let go of at this time? What can you release? When I look at this Hierophant card here, where the Hierophant is connected kind of like with this buffalo, it almost gives me this energy of you kind of connecting back in with yourself, which I feel like is something that may be needed at this time, so that you're able to refocus, reintegrate, or recalibrate, okay, your energy, to be able to focus on perhaps what the next part of your journey is going to be. The Six of Wands is here, which is, it can be an energy of victory, of success, maybe even achieving some sort of milestone. So like I said, Maybe for some of you, this is, you know, maybe creating some kind of changes in your life. And although you may not be exactly to the finish line yet with maybe something that you could be working on, it could be that you have put in a lot of effort to do something, create something, build something, or even change something in your life, walk away from something. And that can be a small victory in itself with the Six of Wands, okay? So I do want to clarify a little bit further here, but almost with this shaman energy that says trust in higher forces, you know, on top of this shaman's head, there is an owl that's there with its wings that are kind of open, you know, pretty wide and expansive. And owls can certainly be, you know, symbolic spiritually for wisdom, for intuition. And so the way in which that owl is kind of sitting on top of the shaman's head, it's almost like receiving that intuitive guidance from your higher self or the angelic realms, or, you know, source, God, universe, your ancestors. And it feels very much this energy of you being guided. And so when I, like I said, when I look at this, to me, this looks like they're connecting in, okay? Connecting in. So I want to clarify this Queen of Pentacles here in reverse. And we do have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We've got Sagittarius energy here as well. And then Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, if I didn't say that already. Why is this Queen of Pentacles here? Okay, so we've got the Hangman. And then we have the, yes, okay. So it's the same message, basically. Okay, so the Hangman and the Hermit. Okay, and this is also number 9, which is the Hermit energy. The Hermit is about going within. Okay, and if you look at this picture here, how the Hermit is kind of sitting there meditating, eyes closed, and there's all of this spiritual energy that's just kind of surrounding and connecting in. The Hermit is about introspection, reflection. It's about really deep diving into the self. And as I'm looking at this Page of Wands, it's almost like when the page is holding this wand here, this wand is kind of lit up with the same energy, okay? So with the Hangman, you know, the Hangman is about, it can be about stasis, stagnancy, no movement, no action. So like I said, maybe for some of you, if you feel like just kind of stuck, okay, with maybe something that's not progressing and moving forward yet, it almost kind of reminds me of the energy of being in that liminal space, okay, the in-between. The Page of Wands is about starting down a new path, okay? And so this is kind of like a recharge, a reset for you. And that might be something that we need right now, especially if we've been expending a lot of energy out towards something, really focusing, or, you know, feeling like we're moving quickly, you know, with getting something done or accomplishing something. Again, no matter what it is that's going through your life right now. And the Page of Wands is about being able to start down a new path. So for some of you, this Hermit time, for spending time going within, it might be that the reason for the feeling of I'm stuck, or things not really picking up speed just yet, is because there might be a need for you, again, to refocus your energy, to gain some perspective here, because the Hangman can also be about perspective. It can be about insight, receiving enlightenment, okay? Perhaps giving us a change of perspective with maybe something that we're not seeing currently. So although it might be a little frustrating and might make us feel a little bit ungrounded or even a little bit insecure at this time, because maybe things aren't as going as fast as we'd like them to, or things are not evolving, or things of that nature, that it almost kind of feels like this might be time where Spirit's like, slow down. Take a moment to slow down. Stop for a moment. And as I look at this Knight of Pentacles here, the Knight is looking at this map, okay, with this beautiful little pentacle sunflower on it. So the Knight of Pentacles is about being able to kind of look ahead, plan ahead, and take little baby steps. So this might even be where Spirit is telling you, slow down a little bit, right? We have two very different energies here between these two knights. Both of them are action oriented, but the Knight of Swords moves very fast, or the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving energy in the deck. Okay, so it could be that if you feel like the universe is putting you on pause or slowing you down, there's a reason for that. And it could be that you are being inspired towards in a new direction. Okay, we can look at it that way. Or it can be really asking you to consider, with this whole going within process, that you take a moment to see where you're at currently in your life right now and start taking steps towards what you are working towards in the future, so that we can start to commit ourselves maybe with a new plan in place, especially if there has been any kind of redirection or anything to that nature. So it almost makes me feel like the disguise, it's almost kind of like this time of, or period of pause, of stillness, is a blessing in disguise, because it's helping you to reconnect in with yourself so that you're able to say, okay, like what's next? Where am I going next? So we're doing it with intention versus being on autopilot and not even paying attention to where we're going, or what is it that we're trying to accomplish in our life, or, you know, setting out a new plan, maybe something that we want to manifest, we want to experience in our life. So I definitely feel like this is where Spirit is saying, trust in higher forces, being that if the universe is putting you on a forced pause, it's for a good reason. And it's because maybe this is a time for you to kind of go within the self to receive the information that you need of how to kind of move forward. There might be some knowledge or some wisdom that you could also be integrating, okay, at this time to help you moving forward on your path. Okay, so sometimes, yes, you might feel like, why am I feeling stuck? Why is my life not kind of progressing and moving forward? It might be because the universe is kind of putting you on pause. And it might be something that's very necessary, especially for those of you that just have this energy about you where you just want to go, 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 and keep going, keep going, keep going. And you're like, okay, well, what was I doing in the first place? Where is my energy going? Right? The 10 of Wands can sometimes put us at that place where we take on a lot of responsibilities and we end up wearing ourselves out, feeling drained, taking on a lot on our plate. And sometimes we do it because we want to do it, you know, where we take on a lot of responsibilities. We have these periods of time where we work super hard and we're very focused and accomplish certain things. But sometimes we need to just stop. We need to take a rest, replenish our energy. So I'm going to get a little bit more information on this disguise here. We've also got, Virgo, Earth energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Tell me more about the disguise. Page of Swords in reverse. There's a lesson here. Okay. 8 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles. This might also be something that's teaching you, like during this pause, to be patient. Okay. I know many of you, myself included, I'm not the most patient. I'm a fire sign. But the Page of Swords, I almost feel like maybe there's something that you're not learning or that you're not seeing. Some of you might be in that headspace of thinking like, if things aren't constantly moving, that must mean something's wrong. Or something's going to go wrong. Okay. The 8 of Swords can be when we get caught up in our head, thinking negative about something. Okay. We're thinking worst case scenario of all the things that are negative. The 7 of Pentacles can certainly, you know, cause frustration because we might be working towards something and not seeing the fruits of our labor. The 7 of Pentacles is about success being unfulfilled. And sometimes we want what we want and we want it right now, right? We're not seeing results fast enough. It makes us feel frustrated. We start thinking negative. And so I feel like there's something for you. There's a lesson in disguise here, is basically what I feel like Spirit's saying. It's a lesson. Maybe for some of you, it's patience. Knowing when to just sit still, right? Instead of feeling like we have to constantly move in order for something to happen or something to, you know, to reveal itself. Because the 7 of Pentacles is it's earth energy, right? When we're working and we're investing our time and our effort and our energy, we might lack the patience to actually see the fruits of our labor because we lack the commitment, we lack the discipline, we lack the dedication, we give up too soon, you know? So I definitely feel like there's a lesson here. I'm going to clarify this a little bit further, but this looks like it's a lesson maybe that we're not seeing. Perhaps the pause is helping you to give the insight that you need to teach you, okay, just because we need to be patient doesn't mean that we need to kind of immediately go into the negative, okay, negative thinking. Why is this Eight of Swords here? Nine of Swords in reverse, okay? So Nine of Swords in reverse is you being able to overcome all of the overthinking, all of the overanalyzing. It might be asking you to just sit still so you can pay attention to where your mental state is. Are you an overthinker? Do you have a tendency to think negative? Overanalyzing, ruminating, intrusive thoughts, right? Judgment can certainly bring our awareness to that. Say, okay, why am I thinking like this? Right? It's helping us to release. So I do feel like there's a big lesson here, okay, with this. Eight of Pentacles is at the bottom. Eight of Pentacles is about self-mastery. Okay, what did we learn from the cycle that we've just gone through? Right? Let's not hurry up and try to get to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. Take a pause, especially after with this world energy here. The world is a completion, right? A cycle that's come to an end. And of course we might feel eager, right, in wanting to kind of start the next thing, the new thing, but we also need to remember to pause and kind of say, okay, well, what did I learn from this? Because judgment is about life review, right? It's us reviewing our karma, our karmic lessons, so that we're able then to integrate what we've learned moving forward. And perhaps in this next chapter of our life, this next phase, whatever it is that we're planning, we learn, right? Not to repeat certain things. Maybe it's patterns, behaviors, certain cycles. We can do things with a better energy, a better headspace. Okay. Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Some of you might even be going through financial challenges, difficulties, feeling that you don't have the resources that you need. The Five of Pentacles is also about scarcity mindset, lack mentality. Maybe this is a lesson that we were meant to learn in the previous chapter of our life. Did we learn it? Or do we want to bring the same mindset, same behavior, same mentality into this next cycle? So there's something important here, right? And in a way, we cannot continue to we can't move forward into a new phase, a new cycle in the way that Spirit's saying this without understanding this. What happens if we don't learn is the cycle repeats, right? The cycle repeats itself, and we don't want to do that. Not this year, not in 2026. So it's important for us to learn this. Okay. And of course, this Five of Pentacles can be low self-esteem. It can be low self-worth. It can be feeling that we don't have the resources. It's scarcity mindset, right? Poverty consciousness. For some of you, it might be limiting beliefs that you have around money, about creating wealth, about opportunities that are available to you to improve your finances. For some of you, this might even be energy that you experience with love. Okay? With love. Maybe in the last chapter of our life, we took less than we were deserving of. We settled for it. We got abandonment wounds. We got rejection wounds. We've got, insecurities. And we were scared to move on from people, situations, jobs, relationships that didn't see our worth and our value. Okay? This is us learning. Maybe for some of you, it was a lesson that was in disguise. Did we see it? Did we miss it? Did we pay attention? Right? That's where it's important for us to just kind of take a moment to say, okay, what did I go through? Let's sit for a moment and go over some things here so that we're able to see the lesson, the experience from a different perspective. Now we see it. Let's integrate that and move forward with that newfound clarity and awareness of self or others or behaviors or patterns, so that we're able to continue down our path in a way that does feel more grounded. Okay. Yes, Queen of Swords is at the bottom. 7 of Wands. And I'm seeing the Devil here. Okay. So the Queen of Swords is all about clarity, truth. It's about discernment. The 7 of Wands, maybe for some of you, it's maybe learning how to stand up for yourself, to find your voice, to face challenge and adversity, to set boundaries, okay? To move away from toxic people, situations, not let your fears take over. You know, the Devil can be a very limiting energy. It's about bondage, restriction. It could be people, right, that we've had in our life that manipulated, that controlled, that deceived. It could be all the ways in which we allow our own ego, unhealthy aspect of our ego, to control us, to limit our ability to see how powerful we are, how strong we are, how empowered we can be without all of those fears in the way. This is our ability to kind of move beyond them, to see them, to acknowledge them and say, okay, you know what? I'm not letting this energy take over me anymore. I'm not letting my insecurities get the best of me. I'm not going to sit here and overthink everything. I'm not going to worry incessantly. I'm not going to let my mind just trail off into negative thinking any longer. You are more powerful than you realize, Group 1. Okay? And I feel like that's why Spirit's saying we've got to pause. Okay? It might look like, you know, the universe is like punishing you, or, you know, sometimes I know some of you might think of it or see it that way, like, why is nothing changing? Why isn't it moving? Why, you know, are all these things happening? It's happening for a reason. Okay. Maybe it is a much needed pause that you need to reflect, to heal even. Okay. All right, so that is all that I have for you, group number 1. I do hope this reading was helpful for you all, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, group 2. So those of you that resonate with Source and the cream crystal, this is going to be your reading today. And so we're finding out what you need to know right now. We're going to pull a few more oracle cards, and then we're going to pull your tarot and see what your message is. Hope you are all doing well. Oh, oops. What do you need to know right now, group number 2? We've got Be Generous of Spirit, card number 37. The Lion Spirit. What you need to know right now. We have Stargazer, set your sights higher. And let's pull your tarot here. Group number 2, what do you need to know right now? What do you need to know right now, group number 2? We have the 8 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, King of Swords, Judgment, and the Queen of Pentacles. Three of Wands, Queen of Wands. The Seven of Swords. Two of Swords. Okay, before we get into this, I feel like I want to look at this Lion card and what information. This is the Spirit Animal Oracle. I want to see what this says about this, being generous of spirit here. Number 37. Okay, so it says, a healthy ego means you ease God's order instead of edging God out. Lion Spirit's appearance is a reminder that you have been given the gift of pride and a healthy sense of your worth to express your divine, authentic self in a unique way. You are both the king and the queen, secure in your prosperity and wisdom, and generous of spirit as you help others. Take pride in your ability to serve from the heart. Contentment with what you have right now allows you to use your own resources wisely as you give to others in ways that educate, heal, inspire, and delight. Be proud yet humble. Practice gratitude, and you will find that the accolades that come to you are no match for the joy of knowing what you have been able to do for others through expressing the bounty of generosity within you. Lion Spirit knows there is a great savannah before you and many who will benefit from the healthy expression of your unique set of gifts if you choose to work in partnership with Spirit. All your relationships flourish as you express your worth and generosity of spirit with humility and kindness. What a blessing you can be to all. Okay? And then it has a little protection message here that says, do you doubt you can do much good? Are you stuck in a state of scarcity thinking? Who am I to lead? Or who am I to step into my dream? Who am I to have an amazing relationship? Who am I to think I can help? Okay. For those of you that do want to read the rest of that, you can screenshot that. And when I look at this message here that's kind of coming through with the tarot, I feel that there is this energy within you at this time that is trying or helping you to encourage you to continue to move forward. Okay? And for some of you, this moving forward might mean leaving something behind, leaving someone behind, okay? It may be about stepping outside of your comfort zone. Those of you that have goals, okay, especially career goals, career and financial goals, okay? It almost kind of feels like Spirit's describing here that you have a lot of untapped potential within you, group 2. And you're feeling this energy that's building within you that could be encouraging you to pursue other opportunities. And that might be taking your career to the next level. For those of you that may have been holding on to situations, whether that is a job, a relationship, a friendship, where you have given so much of yourself, so much of your time, so much of your love, so much of your energy, your hard work, and you feel that though as much as you have given, that energy is not being reciprocated, okay? It's not to say that with this whole be generous in spirit that you should just continue to just give, and keep giving and giving and giving. But I feel like this is also about you making sure that you are also in a position where you're doing what is best for you in order to improve whatever your situation is. And the two examples that I want to give you, one of which I'm going to describe for love, and the other one I'm going to do for career finances, okay? And then however else this might play into your life, you're more than welcome to just kind of take the message and apply it to what your situation is. When it comes to love, okay, if you have been someone that has given with a big, huge, loving, open heart to give to someone that was not reciprocating that energy, right? And there may have been attachment there, you sending out a lot of energy towards that person, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, and that situation feels like it's not progressing, okay, not moving forward. This might be a time for you to move away from this situation and to continue on your path of making sure that what you desire is something that you're working towards. And that might mean we have to let something go. We have to move away from something. Now, for those of you where this is career and finances, it can be like being at a job that might, yes, provide security, financial security, stability, but we might want something more, right? We might want something more. We might want to pursue passions in life. We might want to open a business. We might want to create a little bit of a different reality for the future in terms of establishing our career even further. There might be a vision you have, a dream that you have, something that you want to create, something you want to experience, to manifest in your life. Whether that is a secure, stable partnership that you don't have right now, or if you're already in a romantic relationship and you're feeling that your needs are not being met, or you're at a job where you feel like this boss doesn't see me, this boss doesn't value me, this company's not giving me opportunities that I want, or even if you have and are in a well-established career and you feel like you've reached your limit, your ceiling of what is possible for you at that company, and you want to expand even further. I feel that this message here is about you creating a plan, maybe even about organizing your thoughts, your ideas, and about coming up with some kind of a strategy, maybe making an important decision that can put in all this energy that you're feeling to use, meaning that you're executing your idea, your plan, working towards your goal. We do have a message here from Spirit that says set your sights higher. Okay, so that might even indicate to us, are we taking less than what we deserve right now? Are we holding on to something when really within our heart we want something more? Okay, so maybe with that Six of Swords, for some of you, it's, you know, a time of change, a time of movement, a time of moving on from something. Maybe it's the place that we live. Maybe it's your community. Maybe it's a relationship, a friendship, a family situation, living situation, job. It could be so many different things here. Okay, so I'm going to clarify a little bit further. Some of you, this might be about aligning with your destined career path, about what your soul's calling is. Okay, let's clarify a little bit more here. Now we do have Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Let's take a look here. Let's clarify this Judgment card. The Moon. Yeah, King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, some of you, you are being guided towards something new, okay? Whether that is a new job and you're taking your career to the next level, meaning it's time to move on from this company. It's time to move on from, for some of you, if you feel called to, working for someone else, versus some of you becoming entrepreneurs. Okay, King of Pentacles is about using your resources. It's about building wealth, making wise decisions, wise investments. Okay, the Moon energy can sometimes bring about fear, confusion for us, uncertainty, the whole fear of the unknown. Some of you might feel like, oh, I really want a better job, but I don't know if I can get one. I don't know if I have the skills. I don't know if I can be paid more money. I'm afraid of change. You know, because when we're in that Four of Pentacles energy, it's more or less scarcity mindset. We hold on to the place that feels familiar, that feels comfortable, and we might deny ourselves the opportunity of creating more wealth and more abundance, right? The King of Pentacles didn't become the King of Pentacles by playing it small, by staying in the comfort zone. This kind of energy requires a risk, right? Requires a risk. And that doesn't mean that along the King of Pentacles journey that he didn't fail, or that he didn't, succeed the first time with absolute certainty. No, that kind of energy is consistent, is committed, is dedicated, is disciplined, is thinking through decisions carefully, right? The King of Pentacles used to be the Knight of Pentacles, right? And the Knight of Pentacles, where I know for most of you that are familiar, the Knight of Pentacles is the very slow moving energy. It's being very calculated and in a sense of what steps you're taking to move towards the bigger goal, and making sure that every step that you take moving forward is leading you closer to that goal, right? So I feel that for many of you, you are being guided towards a new beginning, that your intuition is guiding you towards a change, towards some type of movement or transition at this time. And maybe that means we're leaving a marriage behind, a relationship behind, a job behind, because there's something that you want more, okay? Something more. Something that's going to add value to your life, improve your quality of life. Some of you might be dealing with romantic partners that are too afraid of opening up, that are detached, that are avoidant, that are keeping things more casual, situationships, things of that nature. And you could, again, give so much of your love, your time, your presence, your energy, and might be afraid of letting that person go because you might feel like, well, what if I can't find better? Maybe I should just stay married to this person even though I'm unhappy. Maybe I can't find another partner, right? That's all that type of lack mentality. Okay, so Spirit is saying here very clearly, set your sights higher, right? Want more for yourself, do more for yourself, be willing, be flexible, okay? Because it is attainable. It might not be where you're looking for it, right? We might have to change. We might have to move on from something. We might have to change jobs. We might have to move, whatever it requires. But if you desire something, I feel like you can certainly achieve it. You can have it, okay? So let's get a little bit more information here. Yeah, look at this at the bottom. We've got the Nine of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, okay, with the Chariot. So some of you might be feeling a little bit insecure about making a change, about ending something, letting something go. And again, that's scarcity mindset, because we feel like we can't get better. We can't have better. That it's not possible, right? That's that way of thinking here. Okay. So there's the Knight. Let's see. What is this about setting your sights higher? Knight of Wands in reverse. Some of you might be afraid to take action. You could be procrastinating, letting negative thoughts, Five of Swords in reverse, letting self-sabotaging thoughts get in the way of you not being able to achieve better. Okay. There's the World. Yeah, so some of you might be needing to end something. Okay, some of you this is about love. Some of you it might be about some type of creative inspiration, pursuing, something that you really want to do for your career, or certain career goals that you might have. Okay, don't let this type of way of thinking of lack be something that blocks you from being able to achieve. This is about you connecting to the source of wealth and abundance from within the self. And that abundance, we can be abundant in many different ways, right? Maybe, yes, with money, but what about love? You know, some of you that are wanting love, where you might feel that, you know, certain people that you could be giving your time and your energy to are just not reciprocating it. And those of you that are single and looking for love, this would be more or less about you addressing this way of thinking, the whole self-worth issues, or feeling there's no one out there for you, all the negative thoughts that creep in that says, I'm going to be single forever, I'm not going to find someone, all of that, okay? Maybe some of you might even be with the whole set your sights higher, needing to raise your standards. Okay? That can also be something here. So definitely looks like change here, endings. Of course, each of you are going to have something different that you might be needing to let go of. Some of you, it could be a partner, you know. It could be a job for you to really kind of level yourself up here. All right? Okay, so that is all that I have for you, group number 2. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Hello, group 3. So those of you that resonated with the Opalite, this is going to be a reading today, and we're asking Spirit what you need to know right now, and your card is fire. So we're going to pull some additional oracle cards and then your tarot, and see what your message is about what you need to know right now. But we have the element of fire coming through here. So group number 3, what do you need to know right now? What do you need to know right now? Oops. We've got wise one. It says grow within your current situation. Group number 3, what do you need to know right now? We have take the lead and also use your mind wisely. Okay, let's pull your tarot. The 2 of Wands. Can we fit another in here? Maybe. Judgment. Judgment has shown up in every group today. What do you need to know right now, group number 3? The Death card, the Ace of Swords. We have the Emperor, the Ace of Wands, the Page of Wands. Five of Wands. Queen of Wands. And the 3 of Wands. The Empress is at the bottom. Take the lead, use your mind wisely, and grow within your current situation. Now, of course, all of you are going to be in some very different situations, but I will say that I do notice that the 5 of Wands is here. The 5s in the tarot can be about change, but also challenges, okay? So I'm going to ask Spirit here a little bit more information on what the current situation is, but just keep in mind that this is a general reading. Whatever you're experiencing, you know, could be a little bit different, but the message might be something that resonates for you, and you can apply that to your life, okay? So what is this current situation that group number 3 needs to grow within? 9 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, and okay, so the 5 of Cups. Now, for some of you, it might be a situation that you're going through that could be like making you feel worn out, tired, drained, even wounded. Okay, because we do have the Five of Cups here, which can sometimes be about grief. Okay, grief of loss, disappointment, discouragement. It could be regrets, remorse, guilt, shame. So there could be a lot of heavy energy that you might be dealing with. Also a number 5, which could be, you know, a challenge to our emotional state of being. We also have the Four of Pentacles here as well. And, you know, maybe for some of you, the situation that you're going through right now is finances. Finances that could be, I feel for some of you, stable. Okay, Four of Pentacles is about, or the fours are about stability. The fours connect to the Emperor. The fours are about stability. However, if we're trying to be abundant, let's just say, especially for those of you where this has to do with money, and you feel like you have just enough to pay your bills and not really a whole lot of extra, that can be something where you feel like, wow, I'm working so hard and I'm not where I want to be financially, and we might end up feeling really discouraged, right? Like, wow, I'm putting in all this work and this is disappointing because the money's not where it needs to be, okay? Or whatever situation you could be dealing with is not moving, right? It's not progressing. So again, we can either fall into that energy of, you know, feeling super challenged by whatever experience that we're having, and let that be something that keeps us at a low point mentally, emotionally, or we can use this energy to our advantage and, you know, come up with a different plan, a different idea, inspired towards some kind of change, or exploring something in a new way, or continuing to keep this energy about us that is powerful, especially with having the Emperor here and this fire energy. We got the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Wands is here, the Page of Wands is here, and the Emperor is Aries energy, okay? Aries is about leadership. It's about power. It's about independence. The Queen of Wands is also a very independent energy. It's about having a passion, a desire. The Queen of Wands carries more of this energy of charisma, of confidence, of drive, and being able to go after what you want, right? So either we can allow our mind to take us into places that say, okay, this is not possible, you can't do it, you're going to fail, or we can channel this energy to motivating us even further, because the Five of Wands can also be about a competition, right? This competitive energy within us that says, keep going, keep fighting, make the changes that we need to in order to achieve the goals that we want, okay? So maybe for some of you, what you need to know right now is that there's a need for you to step up, right? The Emperor is a very powerful energy. It's about getting things done, making things happen, coming up with a plan, being focused, being disciplined, being organized. So I'm going to clarify a little bit further here. I'm going to look at this Ace of Swords. Even this page here is just kind of laying there in the grass, you know? And there's all this energy. I'm thinking of this as like this spiritual energy that's circling around the page's body. And the Page of Pentacles is about planting the seed for something new. It could be a new investment, okay? The Five of Pentacles is here, and the Nine of Pentacles is also here, clarifying this Ace of Swords. The Nine of Pentacles is about financial independence, financial security, sovereignty, freedom, development of self, having a strong identity, knowing who you are, what you're capable of. Maybe it means financial freedom. The Five of Pentacles is where that mindset, that mentality, the belief system that says, I'm not worthy of abundance. There's nothing that I can do to change my situation. It's scarcity mindset, right? So we might think of those ideas. We might have great ideas, but are we executing them? Are we putting the fire behind it, right? So maybe for some of you, we take this challenge not as, something that's always going to be this way, because with the Five of Cups, this is basically telling us all hope is not lost. Okay? It could be temporary situation, temporary emotions even that we could be going through. A bump in the road, okay? A challenge that we have to overcome. But instead of, again, us kind of succumbing to pain, to suffering, to misery, to, there's nothing, the way of thinking of there's nothing I can do to change my situation, let this light of fire under you to ignite something within you that propels you even further, that shows you just what you are capable of, right? Maybe for some of you that is about building up your self-esteem, building up your confidence in yourself and your ability to achieve what your dreams and your goals are. Use your mind wisely, right? Why is this important for group number 3? King of Swords, Seven of Wands. So that you're able to face challenge and adversity head on. You have the power to overcome it with a clear mind, right? King of Swords is about mastery of the swords. The swords are about our thoughts, our ideas, our words, which is not only the way in which we could communicate with others, but what about the inner dialogue? What about your inner voice, right? That inner voice that says, oh, you're going through this situation, you're defeated. Done. There's nothing you can do. You have to accept it, right? No, King of Swords is all about truth. It's all about facts, reality. Okay, yes, this is what the reality of the situation is. However, I can change it, right? We can work with it in some way. We've got the Magician in reverse. The Magician in reverse is when we don't know our power. It is when we might lack the focused intention, because the Magician is all about your thoughts in a way, right? Creating your reality. This is us being a co-creator with spirit. This is your connection to source, right? To the divine, to your higher self. This is where all of our ideas come from, right? All of these little things that come from spirit that are ignited within us, right? That very early inception of an idea, okay? The Magician is about willpower, manifestation. It's about you understanding what your power is. So when the Magician is in reverse, we might be feeling, or thinking, I should say, that we don't have the power to create. We don't have the power to manifest. That we're not connected to source. We're not connected to the universe. That we have to accept the situation for what it is because we feel disempowered. We lack confidence in ourselves, right? So the mind can either take us in some places where, it breaks us down and makes us feel like we're not good enough, or we can't achieve this, or you're going to fail, we can't do that, we can't do this. It takes our power away, right? So this is using your mind wisely with what your vision is and bringing it to life. The King of Swords is all about finding solutions, right? Figuring something out, thinking about it in a different way, and not letting these negative aspects of the mind take over and overpower us, overpower what you are truly capable of. Okay? Sometimes, there is certain loss that we do experience in our life, and, sometimes there's nothing that we can do to change that, whether that is, the loss of a relationship, the loss of a job, feeling really discouraged because something didn't work out the way that we anticipated. We might have been waiting for it, But do we have to let that get us down? Or can we use that as a catalyst for personal growth, transformation, change? Okay, this is where Spirit is saying here, grow within your current situation. Yes, the feelings and emotions, you know, could be challenging at this time, but it doesn't mean that it's always going to be that way. It's temporary. Okay, so clarifying the Queen of Wands here, Nine of Swords, the Knight of Wands. So we've got the Six of Cups and also the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you are needing to be more disciplined, okay, more committed to your goals, your dreams, your desires. Some of you might also have issues with being stuck in the past. Okay, getting stuck in the past. Whether that is past trauma, experiences, heartbreak, anything that is keeping us lingering there. Anything that is keeping us away from the present moment. Anything that is causing us anxiety, where we're worrying about, you know, the future. I feel like Spirit is wanting you to be right here, right now. Okay? Present. So that you're able to put forth your energy with intention and with focus towards the direction that you are headed. And maybe that means creating more stability, more security in your life, which is really what your heart might be and your intuition might be calling you to do at this time. Okay? So again, are we going to let ourselves feel this down? Some of you, it might be about taking action. Like I said, you might have some really amazing ideas and are going over and over again with them in your mind, but then not doing anything with them. Okay? Some of you might have something to, like a valuable skill set to offer, to share. And there's a need for you to really come into your power and to, maybe for some of you, this could even be going into entrepreneurship, you know, being in control of your own wealth, your own abundance, investing your time and energy in different ways might also be something important here. Okay. Maybe for some of you, there's a shift that you're making in terms of your career. Okay. Nurturing your career further, bringing yourself towards stability. Okay. Maybe that means applying for a different job, or maybe even a different career path altogether. Okay. All right. So that is all that I have for you, group number 3. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one.